are back at the gaming table with our advanced guide for Davy Jones. Alright, so let's check it out. First of all, let's look at some of his really advanced combos that he can do. And we'll go, just kind of go through everything and show you some stuff that maybe you missed before. For example, I gotta find it. Where is it? There's only one of them. There they are. Alright, so the Flying Dutchman. The Flying Dutchman means that whenever Davy Jones is at that location, of course, he can play any action where there are flying, or where there are the crew, the Flying Dutchman. So, as I said in my original guide, spread those guys out, and that'll also make them stronger, because as long as there's allies in every location, they'll be at max strength. Yeah, we also need to put some at the other location. So, there we go. Like I said, spread these guys around and only move them when absolutely necessary to take out people. Okay, so that also means, so they can play any action that's not fate, can't fate, but even if something is covered up by heroes, doesn't matter who, doesn't matter where, if they are covering up those actions, that Flying Dutchman can do that, okay? So, that also means if you have Clanker. Let me find Clanker. Okay, there he is. You just put him anywhere. Alright, so, anywhere that's not the Flying Dutchman. So, that includes Clanker. So if Clanker is out, you can take his action as well. So any of the covered actions, even if they're covered, with the Flying Dutchman, only can do this with the Flying Dutchman now, can be played, as well as Clanker if he's out in the realm as well. As long as he's in the same place with the crew, it's open game. So, now you can only do one action. So I guess it just depends on what you want to do. So, let's say you've got... Let's say you've got two, let's see, yeah, that'd be fine. And that one's not exposed yet. Okay, and we need a few more allies here so we can make this legit. And I'm sorry if this is running off the board. Let me move this up a little bit. Okay, I tried to get as close as I could so y'all can see everything that's happening. Alright, so let's say that you have... Where's Bootstrap? Oh no, I can't do that here, so never mind. We'll use him later. Oh, First Mate, he's good. And we'll put him there. And where's my Kraken? Where's my Kraken? I need my Kraken. Where's that Kraken? There it is. Okay, so we got our Kraken. And so... I'm here, and I played, so as soon as I get, let's say this was not revealed, okay? So, I'm here, I know it's in my hand, and I'm going to play, I land here, I'll definitely go ahead and use my Fate action for sure. So, I will play, for my card, the black spot to reveal this treasure, and when it's collected, I lose all power. Oh well. Okay, so actually, you know what? I'm going to change that ally or the hero, because there is another thing I want to show you here. Let's use him instead. Okay, so our crew is at max strength, and we have so they'll easily take him out. Okay, so this says, when Davy Jones collects a treasure token, James Norrington gets 1 strength. When James Norrington is defeated, Davy Jones gets 2 power. Okay, now watch this. So our first card we did was the black spot to reveal that treasure token. Okay, so now for my next action, I'm going to vanquish with the Kraken the Will, what's his name? Okay, so Will's gone, and I have this treasure. Okay, the Kraken stays, because as long as he takes out a person with a revealed treasure, you don't lose the Kraken. And then I'm going to use the Flying Dutchman to use this action for my next thing. My next vanquish is going to be using the... actually, we're going to use the crew because they're maximum. But I'll still get the bonus for the others because I still have an ally here. Even if I have 2 allies here, so anyway. Yeah. So I'll just use the crew since they're at 4 because of all the others. And they take out, what's his name there? Now watch this. Whenever you take him out and he has this treasure on him, any treasure really, but this is the one that can get you into trouble if you're not careful. Davy Jones gets to decide which action goes first. So he can do these in any order. So this is the order I recommend if you are in this situation. Number 1, it says, when Davy Jones collects a treasure token, James Norton gets a strength. Well, guess what? He's defeated, so we don't get nothing. So we get this treasure, but it does say when James Norton is defeated, Davy Jones gets 2 power. But when he collects this treasure, he loses power. So collect the treasure, lose your power, and when he is defeated, you get 2 power. So at least you're not going, to 0. You'll at least have some power. So use that to your advantage. Okay? And there we go. 2 treasures in 1 turn. And then I could come over here if I wanted to, and I could play. So this is my next turn. I can move the Kraken over. I can move First Mate Marcus over, or whatever I wanted to do. As a matter of fact, let's get another ally out here that's really powerful and handy. Okay. All right. So and let's get Bootstrap. Where's Bootstrap? Okay. Let's say he's out too. All right. So let's say these guys were already out before we did all that. Before. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move Bootstrap over here to reveal this treasure token. And the Kraken can be used to defeat her. Oh, well. Boo-hoo. So, yes, Diego, I'm aware I'm not paying attention to you. So, now don't go start knocking my camera stuff over, because I know you like to do that. Just be a good kitty. Please. Please, please, please. Anyway, where was I going with this? The cat distracted me. Oh, okay, so, nope, he's doing it. He's about to knock the camera over. Stop it. Anyway, okay, so hopefully I didn't get too much out of frame. Let me check. Oh no, we're okay. Okay, so I moved him. So now I'm going to go ahead and do this next thing, which is I can play 2 cards. So for my first card, Do You Fear Death? Reveal heroes, reveal heroes, reveal heroes. And I get, let's see, I find, Johnny Depp there. I'm just going to put him there. And I'm going to, of course, add a treasure token to him. So there we go. And then for my second card, I could play the black spot. Wrong deck. Stupid. Yeah, I could play another black spot if I had one, but let's say I didn't have one. Here's what you're going to do. You are going to use the crew once again to defeat. Don't use Bootstrap. You need Bootstrap. You're going to use the crew to defeat. What's her name here? And you get that treasure. She's gone. And I'm getting things out of order. Okay. And since oh, I'm so sorry. I messed that up. My bad. Okay. So, hang on, let me go backwards a little bit. I didn't get this one straightened out. Okay. So, I moved, okay, so I had to move him to reveal the treasure token, okay? So let's just use the crew and defeat her. Why not? All right. So we just got that, right? Okay. So now, my cards are in here. Okay. So now let's go, where are we going to go? We're going to go back to the Flying Dutchman. And we're going to do all this stuff there. And once again, Bootstrap. Why did I didn't mean to move him. There we go. And we're going to borrow a move action to move first mate Marcus here. And then we're going to play, let's say we have our black spot. We're going to play the black spot to reveal this treasure token. And then I'm going to defeat Jack Sparrow with first mate Marcus. Oh wait, let's say we haven't played a card. Oh yeah, we did. Never mind. Okay, but let's say before we got there, we have another hero. This is not definitely gameplay mechanics. This is just how to do a lot of good combos with him. Okay? All right. So then we're going to play with Hadris. Or sorry, not with Hadris. We're going to not use the Kraken this time. I mean, I guess we're good. We're going to use first mate Marcus. And when he's used to defeat a hero, kaboom. Now remember that said allies cannot be played at that location, but they can be moved into. We're going to discard Hadris instead of first mate Marcus. Or we could have just used Hadris by himself, right? But he would not have been able to defeat Jack Sparrow because he's kind of weak. So just use him as cannon fodder. Use first mate Marcus to defeat it, and use this guy and discard this guy instead. And then that will reveal another treasure token. And since these guys are the only ones left, I win the game by coming over here, defeating them with using the clinker, and that's my 5th treasure. So there we go. I didn't even need my hand after my hand got discarded. So those are, you know, pretty basic combos with him on his side. Use that Flying Dutchman to your advantage. It doesn't really matter where you put it. I like to put it. It's odd. I like to play the Flying Dutchman at the Flying Dutchman. But you can play them anywhere, mainly just so I can try to get 2 vanquish actions at once. I can go here, I can play a card. If I need to play a second card, I could borrow that action and then still vanquish. I could also fade as long as that's not covered up. So there you go. Now let's talk about Fators for a second. Let's say that you're playing against Davy Jones, and what are some advanced strategies that you can do to keep Davy Jones from winning the game? Because once Davy Jones gets going, it's kind of tough. All right. So first of all, let's just kind of do some fate actions here. We're just going to shuffle this deck up, and let's do some fate actions, and let's see what would be best. All right. So we have these 2 cards. Okay. Well, you can't play either one of them because you need heroes. So moving on. The bad thing about Davy Jones's Fate deck is that a lot of his stuff only works if he has heroes. So you kind of need heroes, but you don't want to put heroes because that'll put treasure tokens on them. However, I will say this. It is very difficult for Davy Jones to put a treasure token on a hero. I believe he only has 1 card that lets him do that, other than the Do You Fear Death. But those can only be gotten from the Fate deck. They can't be just already on the board. So he can see this one doesn't work because the treasure tokens already have to be in play. Okay, so you can't do that. Okay, so this one, it's a condition. During their turn, if another player discards 2 or more cards, which doesn't happen very often. Diego, don't mess with that camera. Stop it. Lord have mercy. All right, so he can't play this unless someone else discards 2 or more cards, which really only happens, you know, very rarely. So him getting treasures on the heroes doesn't happen very easily. So it is a very good idea to get heroes out as quickly as possible, so that way it'll make it harder for him. Covering actions is good. If he doesn't have the Flying Dutchman, he can't play them. But he can only play them from the Flying Dutchman, and he only can pick 1. So they're still pretty well covered. So anyway, but always play this if there's nothing else available, because this reduces him down to 2 no matter how much power he has, which I guess he could hoard power, but a lot of his cards are kind of expensive, so that might be tough. But just cover up the actions, cover up these heroes, and hope that you get Elizabeth Swan out quickly. Because every time other heroes get played, she gets more strength. and it's cumulative. So it doesn't matter if she's the only hero left. She will just still have that strength. And if you bring in more heroes, she gets more strength, okay? So watch this. Let's say we play her first, and I always like to cover the move actions. And of course the double cards. So now she's 2 strength. Now she's 3. Now she's 4. Now she's 5. These people get defeated. Now she's 6, 7, 8, 9. You see what's happening? So, you know, if you're Davy Jones, get rid of her quickly. That'll reset it. But if you're a Fator, hope that she gets out first. But if she doesn't, once she's out, you know, try to not make her be so intimidating or tempting to kill. But she might be. It depends on how smart your Davy Jones character is. Okay, so let's say we have a few heroes out, and let's say they have some treasures. Some are face up, some are face down. There we go. And you can't control which treasure gets put where. So only Davy Jones can fix that. However, once they're revealed, then you might be able to do some stuff. So for example, always play Curse You Jack Sparrow. Remove a treasure token from a hero, shuffle into the supply, and place a new treasure, face down treasure token on a hero. So you can remove any treasure token, but always remove the face down one, so that you can replace it with a face up one. Sorry, let me say that again. Always remove the face up one so you can replace it with the face down one. Okay? All right. And then, of course, this one, moving one hero with a treasure token to any location, and moving a hero without a treasure token to any location. Okay, so this one would only be able to move one, but let's say I got this. So I can move both of these people away from Krakens, away from whatever, or into, because I always like to pile them on to the Black Pearl, okay? So a really good idea is to keep your actions covered, yes, but try to pile all your heroes onto the Black Pearl, because every time somebody gets defeated on the Black Pearl, it moves to another hero. So you could just have everybody in one location on the Black Pearl, and it would get kind of cramped, so you got to have plenty of space to space out your treasures and stuff. But that's it. So definitely try to keep them moving and away from deadly allies and being vanquished and stuff. Of course, these guys gain strength for every other hero in play, so they can have, as long as all the other heroes are out there, really strong as well. And that's it for fading. Okay, so fading, advanced fading strategies. Get the heroes out before Davy Jones has a chance to get them out. So don't be afraid to fade him early and get those heroes out, and then keep them moving once they're out, and he starts putting treasures on them. Keep them moving and keep them active. Of course, yeah, he can just defeat them without the treasures, which he probably will have to do, which means more actions for him to do that instead of actions for him to do what he has to do. So fading, get those heroes out. And as far as if you are Davy Jones and they do that, just defeat them, get them back in the Fate deck so you can pull them out with Do You Fear Death. Alright, so that's it for Davy Jones and the advanced strategies. If you guys have your own strategies for Davy Jones, I know he hasn't been out for very long, but I know there's some diehard people out there some diehard apps and friends out there who really love playing this and can figure out really good strategies for him. Please put them in the comments, because I love reading them and I want to definitely try them out in future games. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed that video. Give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thumbs up always helps me out. And until next time, this is your absent friend signing off.